Have you ever wondered why TikTok challenges spread so fast, or what motivates a person to participate in a challenge?
Well, if you have, there is no need to worry, because on this episode of Media or Master, we will be looking at how TikTok challenges spread across the internet.
I am your host, Janila Roberts.
And I'm your co-host, Jamar Grant. TikTok challenges have quickly become a new internet sensation. In episodes 1 and 2, we've looked at the positive and negative aspects of these challenges. Today, we will be discussing how TikTok challenges spread across the internet.
To explain this, we will be using Everett Rogers' diffusion of innovation theory, which explains the various processes that are undertaken in the adoption of an innovation and the different groups that undergo this process. The two main components of Rogers' theory that we will be focusing on are the different adopter groups and the stages in the innovation decision process.
The first component that we will be focusing on is the adopter groups. Adopter groups are categories consumers are divided in based on their willingness to try out a new innovation or product. The diffusion of innovation theory speaks about 5 different adopter groups. To show the connection between Rogers' theory and TikTok, we have done a short vox pop where we asked random individuals the question, what do you consider before adopting a TikTok challenge? Stay tuned. So today we're asking random individuals what they consider before adopting a TikTok challenge. Now let's hear what some of our respondents had to say. So what do you consider before adopting a TikTok challenge?
I don't take much into consideration. As them drop on TikTok, I want to be the first to do them. I don't hesitate. I love TikTok challenges.
I don't consider much. As I see a challenge, I just do it. I'm a friend, them always follow me.
When me see new one them a trend, me just follow them.
Yeah. Yeah man, you see them look how challenging what them do nowadays. I don't trust it. But I don't trust it at all. So I the most time I just wait for everybody to do it. Then I do it. But my friend them not push me. My friend them force me, Them a force me, so I say, I just do it, yeah man. We just do it.
Them they send to their mark at the base.
Mama, you have to listen to them, the young people, isn't it?
Hey, you listen now. In TikTok channel. TikTok channel? Do you know that? How will you get chat about people?
So yes guys, these are the 5 groups outlined by Rogers, and guess what? We have all 5 of them right here on TikTok. Again, these are the innovators, the early adopters, the early majority, the late majority, and the laggards.
The first adopter group is the innovators. The innovators are the first set of people to adopt an innovation. They are by nature risk takers and are excited by the possibilities of new ideas and new ways of doing things.
The following adopter group is the early adopters. Early adopters hold a leadership role amongst the other adopter categories in the social system. Members of the other categories come to them to get advice or information about the innovation. Thus, as role models, early adopters' attitudes towards innovations are very important.
The third group is the early majority. Now, unlike the innovators and early adopters, this group is a bit more skeptical about adopting an innovation. However, they will be sure to come on board once they realize that the innovation is becoming widespread. This group also depends on some form of testimonial from the early adopters and innovators.
The next group is called the late majority. Persons in the late majority group wait until most of their peers adopt the innovation. They tend to be skeptical about the innovation and its outcomes, but economic necessity and peer pressure may lead them to adopt the innovation.
And the fifth and final group is the laggards. The laggards are the last to know about an innovation. and they are the least enthusiastic about it also. As seen in the clip earlier, where the respondent referred to TikTok as the mark of the beast. Laggards value traditional methods of doing things and are highly averse to change and risk. In addition to highlighting the diverse groups of adopters, Rogers also spoke on the stages each individual must go through in their process of adopting or rejecting.
The first stage highlighted by Rogers in the innovation decision process is called the knowledge stage. This stage speaks about people becoming aware of an innovation and also actively seeking more information about it. The critical questions in this stage are what, how, and why. Now, according to Rogers, these questions form three types of knowledge: awareness knowledge, which is the knowledge of the innovation existence; the how-to knowledge, which is the knowledge of how to use an innovation properly; and the final type of knowledge is called the principle knowledge. This is the functioning principles describing how and why an innovation works. In order for persons to participate in any type of TikTok challenge, they obviously have to first know what the challenge is, how the challenge works, and why it would be trendy or cool to participate in the challenge.
The second stage is the persuasion stage. This stage is actually very important. During this stage, consumers become aware of the value of adopting an innovation. In doing this, some groups, such as the late adopters, rely heavily on information and testimonials, while other groups, such as the early adopters, need little information to persuade them to adopt the innovation. During this stage, individuals will have a negative or positive attitude towards the innovation, which will determine if they accept or reject.
The third stage is the decision stage. This is where the individual chooses to adopt or reject the innovation. Rogers expressed two types of rejection: active rejection and passive rejection. Active rejection happens when a person tries an innovation, then decides to not adopt it. It is called passive rejection when an individual does not think about adopting an innovation at all. An example of the decision stage process that we have seen throughout the course of our research was the "tell me you're rich without telling me that you're rich" challenge. Some individuals were able to do this challenge because they are rich, while many others' main reason not to engage in this challenge is because they were simply not eligible to participate.
The next stage is the implementation stage. During this stage, innovations are put into practice. However, there is still a level of uncertainty about the outcomes of the innovation. Nevertheless, at this stage, individuals will eventually discover the usefulness of the innovation and even other things about it.
The final stage is the confirmation stage. In this stage, the individual makes a decision that determines whether they continue to use the innovation or abandon it. According to Rogers, this decision can be reversed if the individual is exposed to conflicting messages about the innovation that negatively affects their attitude towards it. So, if an individual chooses to no longer use an innovation, this is called discontinuance. An example of discontinuance that we have encountered during our research was seen during the short-lived Silhouette Challenge. A lot of people decided to not jump on this wave because of the heavy negative criticisms, as well as there was information being passed around that the video could be edited to expose the nudity of the participants.
And there you have it, guys. Rogers' 5 adoption groups and his 5 stages of adoption. Which adoption group are you a part of? Leave a comment and we will be sure to assist you in finding out.
We really had fun showing you that it's not by chance that you adopt TikTok challenges. You are a part of Rogers' stages of adoption. And most importantly, you go through quite a few stages before you actually adopt a challenge. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Janelle Roberts.
And I'm Jamar Grant.
Continue being masters of media.